it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be making a card using Mama Elephant's Ella and Friends and Cozy Christmas. So I have stamped the images I'll be using on Catherine Pooler Favorite White cardstock with Lawn Fawn jet black ink, and I'm going to be coloring to match some pattern paper from the Simple Stories Celebrate 6x8 collection. So I'll tear out the sheet that I want to use as my color palette and tuck that under my cardstock panel. And then I'm going to open my animal color charts that I have created. All of these have a video, and I'm going to open it to the page where I colored elephants in 5 different ways and choose one of those combos to use for today's card. So I decided to go with the warm grays. I'm going to use W00, W1, W3, and W5. I prefer to color darkest to lightest, so I'm starting with that W5 and laying in some shadow anywhere that I think that it should go on this elephant's body. So I did it along the back of the ear and the top of the head, except for the front part of the forehead where I'm imagining the light is hitting. Also on the trunk, I did it on the part that is kind of sloped down a little bit, but did not put it on the part that is the raised up. I also put a shadow on the front leg that is raised because that falls underneath the trunk, and then on the leg that is on the opposite side of the body, and then on the back leg, of course, and then the back of the body and the lower part of the belly. Then I began blending out that W5 with the W3. And on the bottom of the foot that is raised, I'm going to put my shadow in the opposite direction, putting it at the base of the foot rather than the top. And then just work my way around this beautiful elephant. I love this image. It's so big and bold. And moving into my W1 now, just pulling those colors out even farther. Then I'll switch to my W00, which is my highlight shade, and I'm going to fill in the rest of this elephant. And this initial layer isn't as smooth as I would like it to be, especially because this is such a large image. But I'm just trying to really saturate that paper so that it is ready to add a second layer in just a minute. I did also want to add a shadow underneath that ear to separate it a little bit from the body and lift it up, give it a little bit of dimension. And so I blended that back out as well. And now I'm going to go in with a second layer. This is going to increase the saturation of these markers, making them just a little bit richer and bolder, but it's also going to help that blend smooth a bit because now I am blending on saturated paper. So this second layer is going to go really quick. I'm just placing those colors exactly where I had them on the first layer, going right over that. I've already done the heavy work of deciding where my shadows will go. Now I just am going to do that second layer quickly and make sure that everything is really nicely blended. I am laying down a good bit of ink, especially as I move away from the outside edges of the lines. I don't want to have any bleeding outside the lines, but in the center of the elephant, I really want that to be nice and wet on that paper so that those markers are just going to blend beautifully. So I'm just finishing up with my last shade, that W00, and just going over that until I'm really happy with how that is looking. And then I'm going to let this elephant dry. So once I have given that about 30 seconds to a minute for that alcohol in the markers to evaporate and dry back on the paper, I'm going to come back in and do some dot detail with my darkest 2 shades. This is going to just add some little speckles to his skin, some little flecks, some texture, and that is going to add to his personality and just kind of set him apart and make him unique. So I did that with both the W5 and the W3. If you were to do it too soon, it just wouldn't show up very well. So then I'm going to go back to my color charts and flip to the page where I've done mice in 8 different ways. And I'm going to choose one of those to do my tiny little mouse on this card. So I chose the one that used the E30s, and it was kind of like a color blocking technique. So the head and the lower part of the body are one shade, and then the center of the body is white. So I'm using E30, E31, E33, and E35. And then on the center part of the body and the ears, I'm just using a little bit of that E30 and leaving the rest of that cardstock white so that he still looks white. And then I will do a second layer on the darker parts of his body, the brown parts. And I think that turned out really cute. So now I need to give these critters some rosy cheeks. I'm using R11, R20, and R22. Placing that R22 first in a little bit of an oval shape, a little bit back and below the eye. And then I'll also add the R20 and R11 into the little mouse's ear and his tiny little nose. Moving on to the party hat, I want the main base of it to be white, and I'm going to shade that with some very pale aqua blue shades. I'm using BG10 and BG11, and then just leaving the center white. And then I'm going to move on to my gift. While that dries, I'm going to use RV13, RV14, and RV17 for that. Using the RV17 for my shadows, and then using the RV14 to blend that out, and then I'll fill in with the RV13 as my highlight. To give that a nice bit of contrast, I'm going to do a yellow bow. I'm using Y13, Y15, and Y17. So the Y17 is going to be my shadow shade, blending out with the Y15, and then using the Y13 for my highlight. Going back to that party hat, I want to do some polka dots to kind of mimic the polka dots in the pattern paper. So I'm going to pull out R22, R24, RV14, Y15, and B29. And I'm going to do a large polka dot and then one of the little pieces that make the pom-pom on the top. So I'm adding those pinks and reds kind of far from each other as far as I can get them on that hat. And then I'll fill in the spaces between them with the yellow and the dark blue. And then I realized that I still needed one more shade, so I'm going to go back to that BG11, pull that out of the pattern paper, add another polka dot in that bottom left corner, do the last remaining little part of the pom-pom, and then I did one extra pom-pom in yellow since there was still room. I'll take a black Sakura Jelly Roll pen and get that going off to the side, go over the eyes of my critters, and then trim these images out with their matching dies. For my background, I'm starting with a piece of Bristol Smooth Surface cardstock, and I am going to take the Mama Elephant Flirty Scallop frames. I'm using the largest of the two dies that come in that set, and I'm going to just put that over top as a placeholder so that I know where to watercolor inside that frame. I've got a little bit of water off to the side and an acrylic block, and I'm going to press some Distress Oxide ink onto that. I'm going to use tumbled glass at first, and I'm going to do the watercolor wash toward the top part of this panel and let it fade into white at the bottom. I'm also going to bring in a little bit of Salvage Patina just to brighten it up at the top so that we have almost like an ombre effect as it fades down toward the bottom. And then I'm going to mix those two shades in the center portion and then add a little bit more of that tumbled glass toward the lower 2/3. And then that bottom third is going to just be plain white. So once I'm happy with that, I will set this panel aside to dry. Once it has completely dried, I will pop it in my MISTI so that I can stamp a sentiment on the inside. I'm going to use VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I'm using one of the sentiments from Ella and Friends that says, "Hope your birthday is unforgettable, just like you." And I think my ink pad is drying out. I probably need to order a new one because I just felt like it wasn't as dark and crisp as it usually is, especially in the center there. So I did ink that up a couple of times in the middle to try to just darken that and make it a little bit more consistent. Then I'll set that aside and pop my card base in my MISTI. I'm using Lawn Fawn Mermaid cardstock, and I'm going to add a sentiment from Carried Away. I'm going to stamp that in peacock ink, and then I'm also using the elephant from Ella and Friends and a different gift from Cozy Christmas, and I placed the elephant kind of going off the edge just for a little bit of a different look, and I really like how that turned out. So the sentiment I chose for the inside is "Many happy thoughts are coming your way." Going back to my pattern paper, I am going to trim out the one that we used for the color palette inspiration with that same die that I just used as a placeholder on my background piece. It's the largest of the Mama Elephant Flirty Scallop frames. And then I can save that inner piece for another project. I'm just going to use the outer part of the frame today. But I do want to have a contrasting pattern on this card, so I'm going to go back to that Simple Stories Celebrate 6x6 and just try it out on a couple different ones. I want something that has a little bit of a tighter print so you will see it on the outside edges because there won't be too much showing, so it needs to be bright and colorful, but also on a smaller scale. And I ended up going with this navy blue print that has the colored stripes in it on a diagonal. I also cut down an extra piece of white cardstock with that same Flirty Scallop Frames die, and I'm going to put these together to just make it a little bit thicker and more stable. And I realized as I was gluing these together that I had one of them upside down, so I just needed to pull that back off and line it up again. And then I'm just kind of squeezing the edges to make sure that none of the extra white piece are kind of showing through on the little scallop corners. Then I'll take that striped piece and I'm going to glue that to my card front. Just making sure that that is lined up nice and straight on there. And then I've added some foam tape to the back of the frame. So I'll peel off those release papers. I'll line that up over the background panel until I have that on nice and straight, making sure that sentiment is just where I want it in that frame. And then I'll pop that down into place. And then there was a little bit of excess showing on the right side. So I'm just going to grab my Cutter Bee Teflon coated scissors and trim that off from the back. Once I've removed that, I'll take my liquid glue and glue this focal panel onto the card base. And then I can bring in my images. I've also added foam tape to the back of all of my images. I still have the release paper on the elephant because I want to make sure I have him just where I want him before I push him down, because I don't want that foam tape to tear off the background. So I'm just making sure that the hat is going to hit in the right place and the gift is going to sit on his trunk in the right place. And then I can go ahead and peel off those release papers and I will press him down. I want him standing just above the word birthday with his front leg and his trunk kind of raised up in the air. And then I'll add that party hat on top and balance the gift on top of the end of his trunk. And then I've got that sweet little mouse that I'm going to place down in the lower left corner, just above the word hope in the sentiment. I also decided to add a few sparkling clear sequins to kind of fill in some of the space around the images and also kind of mimic those large polka dots and just add a little bit more of a festive flair. I'll let those dry back for a couple of seconds, and in the meantime, I'm going to take my BG11 marker and just add a few little dots here and there to that background so it almost looks like confetti. And I did the same thing with the BG13, just a few quick little dots here to add some contrast. And then once that is done, the glue on the sequins is dry enough that I can go ahead and add my glitter. So I'm going to take some Stardust stickles and fill in the centers of each of those sequins. So we have a nice little flash of sparkle. I also added it to the bow on the gift and to the pom-pom and the polka dots on the party hat. And that is going to finish off this card. So I will lift that up so you can see it in a bit more detail, hopefully catch some of that sparkle and shine, and show you another peek at the inside. This video is actually part 2 after my Plan a Card With Me video from Monday. So if you're interested in seeing how I came up with this concept, you may want to check out that video as well. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell if you want to be alerted when I post new videos. The products I use will all be listed and linked in the description bar below. And thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you soon in the next. Bye-bye!